Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches!
I'm real revolutionary right now. Black power.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?
It's Tuesday, November 14, 2023. Coming up on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. This
birthday edition for yours truly. We've got a great show for you. A lot of guests going to be coming through here, so we don't know who's popping through. Y'all know how we do it. This is called the most scripted, unscripted show out here, and so we'll let you know who comes through. But caught on video, a North Carolina police officer is seen punching a black woman as they're trying to arrest her. We'll explain why the police chief is trying to get the body cam footage released. The body of the Mississippi man killed by a Jackson police officer whose family was not identified of his death has been exhumed. You'll hear from his mother on why she believes the system continues to cover up what actually happened to her son. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries will be here to discuss the latest on keeping the government open, with Republicans, being as clueless as usual. And speaking of crazy Republicans, why was an Oklahoma senator trying to fight the leader of the Teamsters Union? Wait till we show you this video from Capitol Hill. They have absolutely lost their minds. We still having a little fun with Senator Tim Scott dropping out of the race. Grand opening, grand closing. So we'll chat about that. Also, in tonight's Marketplace segment, we'll meet the man behind the first ever black-owned golf equipment company to achieve conformance to the rules of golf established by the U.S. They have some special golf balls, so we'll talk about that. That and lots more. It is time to bring the funk. I'm Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Let's go.
He's got it. Whatever the miss, he's on it. Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the find. And when it breaks, he's right on time and it's rolling. Best believe he's knowing. Putting it down from sports to news to politics. With entertainment just for kicks, he's rolling. It's on go, roll, roll, y'all. It's Roland Martin, yeah. Rolling with Roland now. He's funk, he's fresh, he's real, the best, you know he's Roland Martin now.
All right, I know some of y'all take off time on your birthday, but when you own it, you got to still work. So that's what we're doing here. We're looking forward to a great show. Got some breaking news. The House literally just passed a bill to avoid shutting the government down. We'll be joined at the bottom of the hour by Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic Minority Leader, talk about what is in it now as it goes on to the United States Senate. So we will get to that a little bit later in the show. But first, a viral video of a black woman being struck and punched by a North Carolina police officer during an arrest has the Charlotte Mecklenburg, North Carolina police chief working to release the officer's body cam footage. Now, folks reached out to me on social media saying this is not getting lots of attention. Apparently, police approached a man and a woman smoking marijuana in public. When the woman reportedly punched an officer in the face, all of a sudden, they begin to take her down, and you begin to see this. This video was shot by bystanders. You see there, and you're going to see them punching her repeatedly as they are trying to handcuff her. Others were screaming, "Why are you doing that to the woman?" Now, the incident report says both refused arrest at the scene, and a struggle with officers began. The man was eventually taken into custody, and a 9mm handgun was found in his possession. The woman was lying on her hands, refusing to cooperate, resisting arrest. After several orders to stop resisting, the officer struck the woman 7 times with knee strikes and 10 punches to the peroneal nerve in the thigh to try and gain compliance. Now, Police Chief Johnny Jennings issued this statement, quote, "I had the opportunity to review this video, and it is not easy to watch. I never want to see an officer, much less one of my own, involved in a situation like this. Our officers are trained to engage and interact with people and manage situations to the best of their abilities based on the training they receive. When individuals physically assault officers and refuse to comply with police, and when they resist arrest, officers must physically engage with them to safely take them into custody. Our officers are often placed in difficult situations that require actions that can be difficult to watch. CMPD works tirelessly to keep this community safe." I watched the body cam footage, folks, and this is what he said. "I watched the body camera footage and believe that it tells more of the story than what is circulating on social media. The public deserves to view this footage as well, but based on North Carolina state law, I am not permitted to reach attorney to file a petition with the court so we are able to share this video with the public. This process will take time, but CMPD will update as soon as the court allows. All right, folks, I'm joined in the studio by Mustafa Sadiq Ali, former senior advisor for environmental justice with the EPA, a great alpha man. We do, what? What? You already complaining?
I'm just making an editorial comment.
What? You already complaining? Oh, that's right. You belong to that little youth group. Yeah, you're an Omega. That's right. Michael Brown, former vice chair, DNC Finance Committee. And again, he couldn't get into Alpha, so he's complaining. And of course, Randy Bryant, DEI disruptor. Glad to have all three in studio. Normally they're here via Skype. Michael ain't been able to get his Skype together for about 6 months. So I don't know what. See, you've seen the Alpha come by the house. See, we would fix that problem a long time ago. All right, let's talk about this here. So here's the deal. Somebody hit me on social media. They said, "Hey, this thing is not getting a lot of attention, and some light needs to be shown upon it." And here you have this police chief, Charlotte has had some issues, Michael, in the past, and this is an example, and I firmly believe this, where if you're police and if you know how social media operates, yeah, it is smart to say, "Hey, get this out as quickly as possible." Otherwise, we know how stories just grow and grow until you get the video out.
And I think it was Memphis, if I'm not mistaken, one of those cities that really started to create, I think, the way police departments are supposed to do it, which is, as you just articulated, as quickly as possible, let the public see as much as possible, because the second you hide anything or keep it in the shadows or take too long, it starts to cause a little civic unrest. And so it's better to and bring the community leaders in, make sure the family is comfortable. So I'm glad that Memphis started that, and hopefully people will continue it. But, you know, the problem is going to continue to exist until some of these laws are changed related to qualified immunity.
Randy, I'm thinking back to, there was a case in Columbus, Ohio. This was 2 years ago, Makia Bryant. There was an altercation. She had stabbed someone, and she was about to stab another person when the cop shot her. And I remember when that happened, I mean, people were outraged, and Columbus did not waste any time getting that video out there to quell social media. That was a perfect example where the cops said, "Oh, no, hell no. We are not about to allow this thing to get out of hand. No, y'all need to see the video so you understand what took place."
Yeah, it's absolutely the smartest move to do, you know, because we're suspicious. What they need to understand is there's already this distrust between the black community and cops. And so it's better to get ahead of it, show the videos when possible. And also what it does is that when they don't show videos, when it takes a while, then it alerts us that, wait, something is wrong. But that should be the precedent, that the video comes out.
Well, the difference here, Mustafa, again, Republicans passed this law in the state, and so that's a problem. Can't release it because of the court order. I remember there was another case where we were in Elizabeth City where same thing happened. They had to go through that process. But you're right. Randy's right. We've seen instances where cops, they are not trying to release the video because they know what it is going to show. Clearly, this police chief is like, "No, I've seen it. I'm telling you, these people were in the wrong. We need to get this thing out as quickly as possible."
Yeah, transparency is always the way to go, making sure that you're putting a spotlight on what actually happened. But we also got to make sure that we're addressing the violence that continues to happen inside of communities and the violence that happens from police officers. So one, make sure that you're getting the information out there. But two, we got to get to the root cause of why we have some of these things happening.
Now, I've never been one to believe that there's one thing that is somehow the perfect be-all to end-all. But I think it was Rialto, California that may have been the first city that really went to body cam. There was a group in California, I remember seeing it years ago in 2020, where they were actually following around town, following cops. They were shooting video of different stops. And so they moved to that, and what they showed is that was about a 70+% drop, not only in excessive force complaints, but also against cops as a result. And they said, hey, body cam footage helped the community and the cops. So if somebody said, "I got beat," then you're able to see the video. If somebody lied about getting beat, the video will show it. One of the things that President Biden did in the executive order when they couldn't get the George Floyd Justice Act passed, Michael, was make that a requirement for all federal law enforcement officers. And again, it's not perfect. It is not the be-all to end-all, but I absolutely believe anybody, any jurisdiction where folks are walking around with badges and guns should be wearing a body camera.
Absolutely. And it all started, it's all been layered. It started with folks with their cell phones. As you used to point out, you wanted people to turn their cell phones the proper way.
Yeah, I want them to shoot landscape and not vertical, so that way it fills the whole screen up. We got the black bars on the side, absolutely.
Correct. And then it went to the body cam. But still, even with body cams, even with cell phones all over the place, we still see violence related to police officers and people of color. And black and brown people are still under the gun, even because we see some of the videos from the body cams when folks are doing things they're not supposed to be doing. So hopefully it's a start, but you're right, it's a helpful start.
Well, one of the things, Randy, what I appreciate about the body cam, there have been several situations where cops were busted for stealing stuff and for planting drugs. And we only know that because of the dash cam video or because of the body cams.
Oh, they've been caught in all sorts of ridiculous situations, which I actually appreciate. But what's interesting to me is that it shows how much their culture affects them, because they will oftentimes still conduct themselves poorly, even though they know that there's the body cam. I think they forget about it somehow and just carry on with their foolishness. Even the violence that we say, that would hold me back. If I knew I was being watched, right, that would hold me back. I think about when I was raising my kids and you're disciplining them. If I knew that the camera was watching me, you know, used to have Maury and stuff, I think I would have held myself back. I wouldn't want them to say, boy, if you don't get your, I would have, monitored myself a bit.
I don't think that would have had a damn bit. That wouldn't have affected my daddy at all. That wouldn't affect. He probably would turn the camera. See, I'm about to whoop his ass.
Watch this.
See, that's what would have happened there. But I do believe, I absolutely believe, Mustafa, that every law enforcement agency has to wear a body camera.
Well, James Baldwin said, if I love you, I have to make you conscious of the things you don't see. So by making sure that we have those body cams, we're putting a spotlight on what's really going on so that folks can make the best choices for themselves. They can decide if they want to get engaged and advocate for more change to happen. But if we keep it in the shadows, then we're just taking the word of others.
All right.
And Susan, the next level of technology is that they cannot turn them off.
Right.
It should not be able to, they can just hit the switch.
Yeah, because in some cases, we've seen it where the video is there, but the audio is not there. It has to be turned on. And I'm a firm believer. If you're a cop and you do not turn that camera, and audio on, you're automatically fired. I don't care. To me, you wouldn't walk out of that station without your gun or your taser, then you should not be walking out there to the public and not having that body camera on. All right, folks, hold on one second. We come back. I want to talk about this case out of Jackson, Mississippi, that is quite interesting. Black man hit by an off-duty cop. They don't tell the family that he was hit. Mom files a missing persons report, finds out months later that he was killed and was buried in a pauper's grave where the body has been exhumed, and we'll discuss that next. Also, they passed a funding bill to keep the government open in the House. Well, what's in it? Republicans have been clueless so far. We're going to talk about it with members of Congress, including Minority Leader Hakeem Jefferies, will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. Folks, you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered right here on the Black Star Network. Back in a moment.
Happy 55th birthday, Roland. I love you, son.
Yeah, your dad and I are very proud of you. You know, Grandma Betty always said double nickel. So happy double nickel birthday. This is a milestone. Can't believe that you're 55. And we decided to do a little bit something real quick, the last minute, to highlight from when you were little. You were always involved in something, you and your siblings.
That's why I named you Roland, because you just keep on rolling.
Yeah. When I was in labor, it was only 3.5 hours, and you were out, and that was it. So we just are very, very honored to be your parents. We're humbled to be your parents. And we just pray that the years to come where you will still continue to find favor with God, and we will always be praying for you.
I'm proud of you, son. Love you. Keep on rolling.
As we celebrate Roland Martin's 55th birthday, let's take a moment to show our support for him and the Black Star Network by joining the Bring the Funk fan club. Roland Martin and the Black Star Network have been working tirelessly to provide a platform for diverse voices and to bring quality journalism to the forefront. Black Star Network consistently champions issues that are important to the Black community and gives a voice to the voiceless. By contributing to the Bring the Funk fan club, you can bolster our efforts and help ensure that our community remains informed and empowered, because no other Black-owned media outlet is focused on disseminating news and dismantling misinformation like we are. Celebrate Roland Martin's 55th birthday. Support Roland Martin and the Black Star Network.
Happy birthday, Uncle Roro.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, big head man.
Out of all my brother-in-laws named Roland, you're by far my favorite one.
Have a very happy birthday, and we wish you many, many more. We love you very much. Love you, Uncle Roro. Bye.
Body of a Mississippi man who was hit by an off-duty cop. Family never notified. The body has been exhumed by the family. Dexter Wade family hired an independent medical examiner to perform the autopsy. They will also give him a proper funeral. Dexter Wade's remains were released on Monday, but his family said officials failed to honor the agreed upon time approved by a county attorney for exhuming the body. His mother, Betterstein Wade Robinson, was emotional when she wasn't allowed to see her son's body being lifted from his pauper's grave.
I'm so disappointed. I was disappointed from the day this started. I came to y'all for help. I came to y'all for that help that I needed. Y'all cover it up. Y'all did that. Kept telling me no, no, no. We don't know where he is. Then come to find out, in y'all department, somebody did this. Now, I ask, can I exhume my child and try to get some peace and try to get a state of mind? Now, y'all take that from me. I didn't even see him come out the ground. Y'all didn't give me the time to see him before he took his last breath. I didn't get to see him come from the ground. Okay, cover up. I mean, y'all keep telling me y'all didn't do it unintentionally. This is not an intention to me. But how? If this is y'all child, what would y'all think? Yeah. I mean, how would y'all feel? Everybody have children. So now if I come bury one of your children, and I come to you all, oh, y'all give me a slap on the wrist. Oh, it's just a misunderstanding. It's just bad communication. Is that fine with the system? Is this how the system works? Is this what I'm living in? And I'm living in Mississippi. And this is what I got to deal with? That I don't even matter. I pay taxes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I should matter somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, where the cover up gonna stop? Where is it gonna stop?
Wade Robinson last saw her son when he left home on March 5th. She filed a missing persons report a few days later, and it was in late August when she learned her son had been killed by a Jackson Police Department vehicle as he crossed I-55 the day she last saw him in March. I can only, first of all, I can't imagine, Randy. And here's the crazy part. They try to suggest that, well, we try to reach out to her. How? She filed a missing persons report.
Right.
It's unlike you to have her information.
Right. She gave them all the information. They found a prescription bottle on him the day he passed away. So if they cared, I mean, if his life mattered, right, they would have done, I mean, it doesn't take long to find people. You know, like I said when we talked about this story before, my friends can find information on someone they're going on a date with in 15 minutes. It doesn't take long. So they certainly could have found his family's information, particularly because she had filed a missing report. So it shows that his life did not matter.
For this family,
Disgusting.
Mustafa, it sends the signal that you were protecting one of your own by trying to cover this up.
Exactly. You know, when we first went over this story, this is the first thing that popped into my mind. And then we continue to have these injustices that continue to pile up for this family time after time after time. A mother should never have to bury her child, which is one part. But the other part of it is that you have the opportunity to finally do the right thing. And they continue to not do that. And they continue to just reopen these wounds that this mother has again and again and again. So finally, I hope justice finally happens. But as we've seen, not just throughout the South, but in other locations, it becomes exceedingly difficult for Black folks to find justice, whether in life or death.
Michael.
Lack of compassion. I think it's kind of simple as that. Just like when young ladies go missing, Black and brown young ladies go missing. It's different when a young white woman goes missing. The attention that's given, the compassion that's shown, the GoFundMe pages are fully packed. So we have, we just still have a lot of work to do.
And also, look, this is an example where this department is going to have to be likely going to have to pay up. Again, more taxpayer money. And that's the thing for me that always trips me out. When you hear these so-called fiscal conservatives, they never say anything about situations like this, and it's costing folks money.
Right, and these are areas like Jackson still has a water problem, right? That's where taxpayers' money should be going, but it's going to covering up these mistakes. I mean, it's expensive to exhume a body. It's expensive what they're going to have to end up paying as a settlement, a deserved settlement.
And there will be a settlement.
Or there will absolutely be a settlement. So it's a shame all around.
Absolutely. And Mayor Chokwe Lumumba, he came out after this first happened and sort of laid out this whole explanation. But this police department has to, first of all, somebody got to get fired. Mm-hmm. Somebody got to get fired. There's no way in the world guy comes up missing in March and mama doesn't find out until August her son has been dead for all of those months.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the mayor has to take some responsibility. And we know the mayor, and he does well on lots of different issues, but the police chief and others are going to have to be called to task for this. So for those of us who spent time in Jackson, Mississippi, we know, as Randy shared, that, you're only one person away from somebody knowing somebody. So for folks to utilize that messaging doesn't make any sense. For the police to not follow through properly and to make sure that there's real transparency in what has gone on, where were the mistakes and how you are going to fix those mistakes, has to be a part of the process. And then, of course, somebody needs to go.
Absolutely. All right, folks, going to go to break. We come back. We're going to talk about the House passing a bill to avert a government shutdown. Guess what? Republicans needed Democrats' help to do so. Wait till I tell you who got the more votes here, Republicans or Democrats. It goes to show you how absolutely nonsensical the right is when it comes to this. We're going to talk with Congressman Hakeem Jefferies about this, the Democratic Minority Leader, when we come back right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
Happy birthday, Unc. 55. Man, it's a blessing. I remember ever since a kid, the WWE tournaments, it felt like just tackling and tickling. So that's a great memory that I have. But as we've grown up as young adults, I've seen you lead from the front for the family as well as for the culture. So that's been great. You've been a great executioner and great man of action. So that's been a great thing to model myself after. Thank you for all that you've done for me and my brothers and sisters in that regard. So just celebrating you today.
Yeah, happy birthday, Unc. Thanks for always showing love when you're always in town, always coming down to PV and seeing what I'm on. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding. We see you putting in the work, and we just trying to be like you. Happy birthday.
On the next Get Wealthy with me, Deborah Owens, America's Wealth Coach, inflation is on the rise. Interest rates are high. Can you still thrive during these uncertain times? On the next Get Wealthy, you're gonna meet a woman who's done just that, living proof of what you need to do to flourish during these uncertain times.
These are times where you take advantage of what's going on. This is how people get rich or richer.
That's right here on Get Wealthy, only on Black Star Network.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Dr. Jackie Hood Martin, and I have a question for you. Ever feel as if your life is teetering and the weight and pressure of the world is consistently on your shoulders? Well, let me tell you, living a balanced life isn't easy. Join me each Tuesday on Black Star Network for A Balanced Life with Dr. Jackie. We'll laugh together, cry together, pull ourselves together, and cheer each other on. So join me for new shows each Tuesday on Black Star Network, A Balanced Life with Dr. Jackie.
Hey, Aurora, it's Faith. Just wanted to wish you a very, very, very happy birthday from your favorite and most beautiful and smartest niece. Yeah, love you so much. Bye.
All right, folks, the House has done their part when it comes to averting a government shutdown. Basically, all the Democrats and Republicans did was say, Democrats, please save our ass. And so more Democrats voted for this bill than Republicans. And so joining us right now is a Democratic leader, a House Minority Leader, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. So I got my alpha brother over here, Mustafa. We got Omega in the House, Michael Brown, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. I'm one of her constituents, Congressman Jeffries. She's a what you a Delta?
I'm going to say don't do it.
Okay, you're a Delta. And what you ran? Are you AK?
AKA.
All right, so we almost got the Divine Nine up in here, Congressman Jeffries.
Don't leave the leader out, though.
I know that. I said here, Kappa.
Roland knows I'm bringing the crimson and cream to the scene.
Yeah. We know about crimson and cream. I keep getting y'all dressed like deltas. I keep getting y'all confused. All right, let's get right to it. First of all, appreciate it.
You're absolutely right, Roland. From the beginning of this Congress, we've said, look, House Republicans aren't going to be able to govern on their own. It's a chaotic, dysfunctional, extreme situation going on the other side of the aisle. And we've made clear from the start of the Congress that we're willing to find common ground with our Republican colleagues whenever and wherever possible, arrive at bipartisan agreements in order to meet the needs of the American people, but at the same time, push back against their extremism whenever necessary. We were able to find common ground today to avoid a government shutdown and make sure we can be there for the American people.
It's a stopgap. How long is it going to last?
So it's going to go to January 19th. There are two bifurcated dates. So there's one date in January 19th, and then the second date in February 2nd. But that should give us a sufficient amount of time in order to arrive at a full year spending agreement. Basically, you've got President Biden and the administration, Senate Democrats, Senate Republicans, House Democrats, who are already willing and able to do what's necessary to fund the government for the balance of the fiscal year. But the House Republicans are still out there on an island acting like we're going to allow them to break the agreement that they themselves made with respect to spending numbers in May. We're not going to let them break that agreement. We're not going to allow them to demand these extreme ransom notes. We're never going to pay it. And so it's time for them to just come to the table so we can do what's necessary for the American people.
I've been making that point I was in Virginia, had about 5 town halls with folks helping House Virginia Democrats take back the House there. My frat brother Don Scott would become the Speaker of the House in Virginia. And as we were talking to folks out there, and I've been dealing with people all on social media, people have been complaining, saying what Democrats haven't done, what Biden hasn't done. I had to remind folks, if the Republicans had their way, they literally would be cutting out 80% of benefits to women and children. They will be cutting out Pell Grants. So all the folks who say they're looking for help, whether you're college students.
Continuing resolution, but there will absolutely be no cuts. They wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and support for women, infants, and children and nutritional assistance, cut Pell Grants, cut support for affordable housing across the board. And we said, no, not a single cut is acceptable to us. We held the line. Jasmine Crockett, others held the line. And as a result, we were able to pass a continuing resolution at the current fiscal year spending levels with not a single cut and not a single right-wing policy rider to do things like undermine diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, which are designed just to make sure African Americans and others have a fair shot in America.
You see what the polls are saying when it comes to the re-election chances of President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris. There are a lot of people who are frustrated. They say the economy is not doing well. You see what a lot of African Americans, people saying, I might sit the election out. You know, I've been really laying out that I think one of the fundamental problems for Democrats, for me, they are not properly articulating what has been accomplished. There are things that people are crediting Donald Trump with when he was there that Democrats actually got done. People talk about the first step that doesn't happen without you and the efforts that you and other Democrats did to get it through the House and improve it in the Senate. There are no PPP loans, also stimulus checks that he put his name on without House Democrats. So what are you saying to the White House? What are you saying to his campaign? What are you saying to other Democrats? How they must message so people understand what y'all have been doing compared to these MAGA Republicans?
It's a great point. And now that we're inside of a year, we really have to focus on drawing the contrast as to what we've been able to do for the American people, as you've laid out during the Trump years in terms of what were effectively Democratic initiatives that we compelled the administration to sign off on because we were in a divided government context to be able to get things done for our communities and people all across the country. And then in the last 2 years, when Democrats had complete control of the House and the Senate, led by President Biden, being able to do things like pass the American Rescue Plan, shots in arms, put money in pockets, kids back in school, reopen the economy, be there for Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And of course, more needs to be done, but continue to do the work like the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which includes clean water in every single community, no more Flint, Michigans, no more Jackson, Mississippi's, pass gun safety legislation for the first time in 30 years, make sure we're bringing domestic manufacturing jobs back home to the United States of America through the CHIPS and Science Act. And then, of course, something of particular importance to our community in the Inflation Reduction Act, driving down the high price of life-saving prescription drugs, giving Medicare the power to negotiate lower drug prices for the first time in its history, and dropping the price of insulin for millions of Americans, many people in our community, from thousands of dollars per year to $35 a month. Those are just the facts of the work that we have been doing, and those are just the highlights. And we have a vision to do more, to continue to put people over politics and to build upon those accomplishments. And Roland, we're not saying that those accomplishments need to be cited in order for us to say to our communities and our folks, reward us, but it is important that people understand what we've done for them to trust us, that we say what we mean and we mean what we say. We've done the work. We'll continue to do the work if you give us the opportunity to continue to govern.
Yeah, but also if Republicans are able to keep the House, take control of the Senate, we're in the White House, a lot of those things will be repealed. Republicans have already made clear that they want to get rid of the Medicare cap of $35 for insulin for folks. That's a lot of Black grandmothers and grandfathers and mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles who are now paying that $35. And so one of the things that I articulate to people, that to me, this ain't about a D or R, blue or red. It boils down to there are things that how Black people have benefited in the last several years because you've had Democrats in control of the House or the Senate and also the White House. You lose those things, it's a whole bunch of stuff that is going to go away.
That's exactly right. The stakes are high in terms of what's been done and what can be taken away if the extreme MAGA Republicans are able to be put back into power. And that's basically been their agenda from the beginning. Things like Social Security and Medicare are on the table, reproductive freedom on the table. We want to make sure that folks all across the country have the ability to select your representatives, your member of the Senate, to be able to effectively determine who the president of the United States is going to be moving forward. Even things like voting rights, which are basic and fundamental to our democracy, are at risk of being rolled back by the extremists. if we let them get back into power.
Last question for you, and that is, you're the minority leader, but we look at some legislative changes, what's happening on the state level, picking up a seat in Louisiana. It's going to put a seat in Alabama. You might see pickups in Georgia as well as in Florida. We see Republicans are trying to do in North Carolina, but if Democrats are successful in New York State, the rally is you may be in a position where Democrats take control of the House. Like I said, I spent time in Virginia, and one of the things that Democratic Minority Leader Don Scott said, he said, we needed to go to places, go into communities, not just rely on strategists and rely on television, and really be seating the ground talking to people. I've said consistently that if Democrats have any shot next year, they got to spend the first 6 months on what I call an education and enlightenment tour, as opposed to saying, hey, vote, vote, vote. It has to be an education piece to really get people to understand why they must turn out in order for you to become Speaker of the House.
It's a very good point, Roland, and you've been at the forefront in making sure that all of us are delivering the information in a way that educates and enlightens, as you've put it so eloquently. And I think that that's a model for us to adopt. I had the opportunity to congratulate Don Scott a few days ago, and it certainly was a big part of the historic effort that took place in the Commonwealth of Virginia last week, something for us to be able to build upon. And there are real opportunities. You mentioned Alabama and Louisiana and Georgia and Florida as possibilities. Some of the districts in New York, including in Long Island, which has a substantial population of color, New York 40% of color, 20% African American. The fate of the House of Representatives in many ways will turn on whether communities of color are invested in this election. And that's just not showing up in church the Sunday before the election, asking people to vote, but really laying the groundwork and developing an authentic relationship. I look forward to continuing to talk to you about how to best do that as we move forward.
Congressman Jeffries, always good to see you, my brother. Thank you so very much.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks a bunch. All right. Folks, in-house, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, she was going to tiptoe out of here. She came by. She said she had some other stuff. Then she remembered. She said, dadgummit, wait a minute. She said, he's a constituent of mine. I'm still registered in Texas. So yeah, I'm a voter. That's right. And my mama and daddy are voters.
They are.
And my sister.
And election workers. Election
well, they
workers.
retired. They put in their retirement. And so when I went to vote, they were begging. The woman said, everybody come here saying, she said, I tried everything.
Yes.
But no, mom and daddy said, listen, we done put our time in. And they were begging them to come back. We're like, nah, we good. But here's the deal, though. What Republicans did in Texas drove a lot of people out with the crazy laws they passed, allowing for these MAGA people to be able to look over your shoulder and stuff like that.
That's why I wanted to highlight their service, because we know that there's been a push not only in Texas, but throughout the country. And yeah, there are staples. There are people. I know exactly where they be at, right? Like everybody, like people have a routine. And even in Texas, we have the opportunity to vote anywhere you want to, but people show up looking for certain people. So.
Oh, when I went to vote last Tuesday, the woman said, everybody been coming here asking for your mom and daddy. She's like, I tell them, I tried to get them to come back. I tried.
Yeah.
So they like retire, but they gonna be doing something.
Yeah.
In fact, I guess what the school district had a proposition. And my mama, she was working on it. I was like, I said, woman, you don't believe in no retirement. So she's like, she gonna be doing something. Went there, had the proposition ballot all filled out and everything. Everything was circled. I was like, okay, all right. I see you putting in the homework.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this drama in Congress. Y'all got that Michael Singleton. And so I've been cracking up at your tweets because all throughout the nonsense with Kevin McCarthy, you were like, all right, y'all, here's another day of nonsense going on. Here's another. And it was always another thing explaining the craziness that was happening.
Yeah. So yes.
Hold on, we're going to be real black. It's like at the house. Sure, Michael, grab that chair and just pull it up. All right. Just sit right next to Mustafa. See, we created this living room style. It's like at the house. Just pull a chair and just sit down. Go ahead, Congresswoman.
No, I was just going to say, so when we were going through the speaker drama, I started tweeting about all the behind the scenes drama, and it became a thing where people were looking for my tweets about what was going on, but it gave insight to people about like how reckless these people are. And so they were like, you got to keep this up. And I was like, maybe while we're not actually in session, I got the time. So now they're like, you really should keep it up. And I'm like, listen, so once we get back into votes and into committee and to, we had to do a security briefing today about things that are going on overseas. And so I was like, I'm not going to have time. But today at like 1 o'clock, I was like, I'm going to make time.
Right.
Because it came out that McCarthy assaulted one of his homies. And then it came out, you missed the McCarthy one?
Well, I've been a little busy today.
Oh, listen.
We've been cleaning the studio up and getting a little busy today.
No. So McCarthy supposedly elbowed Burchett, he said in his kidney. He couldn't just say in his back, in his kidney. And so then, and Burchett was doing an interview at the time. And so then he turns around and was like, hey, what's going on? And then McCarthy walks off. So Burchett chases him. And then the interviewer chases with him. So there's the audio of the whole thing. And then he confronts him. And then Kevin McCarthy hides behind his security. So, I was like,
you got white on white crime in the camp.
Listen, it's all the time. And so basically I was like, can we stop with the stereotypes and all the things that we say about, people of color and how women are so emotional, because all the emotions that were flying around today, definitely it was not coming from the women, it was coming from the men. So then on the Senate side, you had Bernie, you know what I'm saying, using the power of his finger.
Oh, no, I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that a little bit later. Shamichael, 95 Republicans voted against this. More Democrats voted for this bill than Republicans. But the conservatives, they real pissed off. They're like, all right, we're going to hold off because they're literally talking about taking out Mike Johnson. But here's the whole deal. This small little group of people, they can't run the joint. They can't. Now, they can stop stuff from happening, but if they want to make themselves look like buffoons a little bit longer, go right ahead.
Yeah. I mean, look, remember the new speaker, and I know Congressman Johnson very well, he didn't require a change in rules in terms of the motion to vacate. And so from my understanding, I've been talking with a bunch of friends on the Republican side, staffers, they're going to give him a shot for the two stopgaps, so January 19th and I believe the second week of February, to see if they can figure out a deal between now and then. But you have about a third of the conference, that's not very happy at all. They did want cuts. Their constituents wanted cuts. And if you recall, back in September, this was the same thing that McCarthy did that required Democrats to help him pass a CR. Johnson is doing the same thing. And so I think he's safe for now, but I think next year is going to be different.
A third can want cuts, okay? I was not, I hated math. I didn't care about geometry, algebra.
I get it.
But last I checked, you need 218.
I get that.
217, 218.
But remember,
so a third ain't a majority.
It's not. But Roland, remember this: it only takes one Republican to file a motion to vacate. Just one.
No. I understand.
And so we're back in the same debacle we were.
I understand. And here's the deal. And again, Congresswoman, and while they looking foolish, y'all over here going, see.
No, I wanted to make sure that the people knew that the Democrats, if the government was going to stay open, it was the Democrats. And I mean that not just because we supplied basically 100% of our caucus. I didn't look at our votes, but people don't understand that this speaker could not get a rule passed because he couldn't get the rule passed, which meant that it couldn't pass with a simple majority. So you talking about like 218. He couldn't even get it passed with a simple majority. The only way that he could do this was on suspension. So it took 2/3 of the members to get it passed. So it was going to have Democrats on it. And the only way you were going to get Democrats on it was if it was clean. We not playing this nonsense about DEI, abortions, LGBTQ. We're not playing with y'all on this. So you can either shut it down, which y'all have historically done, and if you care about fiscal responsibility, we know the last time it cost $14 billion when they shut us down. We also know that people have been traveling, regardless of how people are saying the economy is. We know that we had a historic and record travel day, 4th of July. So what y'all think gonna happen Thanksgiving? And I know everybody remembers Christmas, right? Yeah. So you shut it down. The reason that the last shutdown dissipated was because of air traffic controllers. They said we're not going to work. I got news for y'all. We're already down 30% on our air traffic controllers as it is. And we've got airlines saying, listen, DFW, We're about to build a new terminal. Our demand is off the chain. So somebody found some money somewhere because everybody wants to be outside. But I'm just saying, we're talking about, if you want to talk about the harm that is caused with supply chains, because they need those birds in the air, for everybody that just want to be outside, or for business folk that are needing to travel.
Right.
Like, people don't understand, and you talk about them talking about they want the cuts, but let's be clear. The Republicans right now have not been able to get our farm bill done. We do that once every 5 years. Yeah. That's where we deal with SNAP benefits. You know who uses more SNAP benefits than anybody? Rural America.
Well, that's interesting.
No.
So the farm bill.
You remember, Carl, you said rural America. No, white people.
Yeah, so the farm bill is a major.
I'm going to go ahead and say it because. No, I'm going to go ahead and say it because here's the whole deal. No, we got to go ahead and say, no, you ain't got to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. A lot of broke white people, okay? There's a lot of broke white people, okay, who need them damn SNAP benefits.
Can I say, though, to the $1 trillion farm bill, which is a big bill, I mean, there are some economic concerns that I think Republicans and Democrats are going to have to figure out in terms of long-term spending, not just a continuation of government. So the Treasury just had their sale of Treasury notes, I think yesterday. It did not go very well at all for the first time in decades. And so for people who don't understand that, in order for us to have more debt, you have to sell notes to investors, domestic investors, foreign investors. Most of those folks aren't buying those notes because they're concerned about the fiscal health of the country. So you do got to keep it open. I agree with the Congresswoman in that regard, but you do have to address this spending long term. We have to. We don't have a choice.
So you
basic
say,
economics.
You say it's the fiscal health that's the problem. I personally believe it's the destabilization of our government that is causing a problem. And we saw when we ran up on the debt ceiling, what ended up happening. We ended up being downgraded, correct? And we actually just had a warning flash at us again that we were looking to be downgraded again as we ran up on the shutdown again. It is not so much, because the deal is we'll raise the debt ceiling, we'll pay our bills, and honestly, as we look at the destabilization of the world's economy, this is still one of the best places to put your money.
It is.
But the problem is that people are looking at a lack of stability in this country, and it is not on my side of the aisle. I'm gonna just be clear. I ain't trying to be extra partisan. I'm just trying to tell you the facts. Right now,
agree.
we know who it is. Literally, y'all want like they want to act like they mad all the time, but y'all need us. But you don't want to talk to us.
But Congresswoman, I agree with you in terms of the perception of political destabilization from an investor's and a business perspective, and you're absolutely right in that regard. However, you do have to manage spending. That anybody in business understands that.
But I'm glad you brought that point up, because, Michael, here's what was totally confusing to me. I sat there and watched all these Republicans say, all right, in order for us to cut a deal, when it came to sending the $14 billion to Israel, we're going to need y'all to cut the money that we allocated for IRS. And the money for the IRS was to actually go after all these rich folks who've been cheating on their taxes. So I'm trying to figure out how you going to cut. That's like me having a media company and say, okay, I'm going to cut all my salespeople.
Or your collection people.
That's the folk I need to go out to go get ads. And because Republicans have this disdain for the IRS, but we know for a fact, the reality is the people who are cheating on taxes are not even the top 1%, the top 0.3% of the country. And so I'm like, you trying to protect them? Oh, tell me how that was going to say. I'm trying to figure out why some broke-ass white person in West Virginia, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama give a damn about protecting the IRS.
Yeah, well, you know.
What? The show called Unfiltered. And I own it, so I ain't got no. The only boss I got is God, so I'm good. Michael, go ahead.
You know, it's interesting when they talk about the debt or how much they care about it. So just retract the old tax cut for the rich and powerful of the country. Do that. They talk about they never talk about the $8 trillion they let go by during the previous administration under 45. They don't, so when it's time for them to do debt, it's only when there's a Democratic president. How about worry about debt? We all need to worry about debt because we know it passes along to our children and grandchildren. But the problem also with the GOP is they have to take orders from the leader of their party. And when they take,
and that's Donald Trump.
And that's Donald Trump. And he has a particular agenda.
Who is as unstable and as crazy as you get.
But the problem is they listen. and they do what he says. So as long as that continues, we're going to be in the same kind of...
And Mustafa, look, here's the whole deal. I absolutely understand, without a doubt, you got to have a strong defense. But when Biden presents a defense budget and they go, you know what, let's just add another 40, 50 billion to that. The defense budget is nearing 900 billion, on its way to $1 trillion. Now, when Obama was president, they did a study was released, and that sucker was hitting real quick. That showed there was $125 billion of waste in the Pentagon. Now, I love listening to Republicans talk about waste in the SNAP program, but I love when waste in the SNAP program is one of the lowest in the federal government. But I have never hear them talk about waste in the Pentagon.
Well, they're not going to talk about waste in the Pentagon because you got to understand that those contractors who are receiving those dollars are the same ones that are also supporting the party.
And for everybody out there who are watching, understand, because when Eisenhower gave his speech on the military-industrial complex, 4-star general warning about that, what did they do? There is a defense contractor in every congressional district in the country. That's how they guarantee they keep getting their money.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you, we actually did have a hearing in oversight specifically on this. And I brought out the fact that defense has failed their audits. I wanna say maybe the last 6 audits. It's somewhere between the last 4 and 6 audits. But they are the only space where the money continually goes up. And even in the debt ceiling deal that was made, yeah, we had a hearing about it.
They keep failing the audit?
They keep failing the audits.
Yeah, they can't account for the money. She's right. They can't account for the money.
No,
how the hell you can't account for money?
They can't. Seriously, they really can't.
No, literally. So.
Congresswoman is there.
That's like my daddy.
That's making it up.
That's like my daddy giving me $100, and he goes, "You back for more money? What happened to the 100 I gave you?"
Am I wrong?
I spent 20 of it, but I can't find the 80. But give me another couple of hundred.
So
my dad be like, "They go sit your ass down."
You're correct, and that was my attitude, because I was like, "Oh, since we want to do cutting, so here we go. We got a good space to cut." But most people don't realize, and the way that I describe it, in the debt ceiling deal, the agreement that was made that they're trying to renege on was that we would keep spending levels at 23 spending levels, FY23, right? For FY24, okay? The difference is, let's say we had $10 total that we spent in 23. Let's say $6 went to defense and $4 went to non-defense, all right? We kept the top number of $10 at the same, but then they were like, well, we're gonna take defense up to 7, non-defense going down to 3, so that means non-defense is still going to suffer cuts. So actually, the great part about the fact that we passed this and we keep doing the CRs, everything's kept at the 23 levels. So we were supposed to be done on September 30th, but now those cuts to non-defense, we're not feeling them at the moment. So I'm like, we can keep doing these CRs
because we're not. Is that discretionary and non-discretionary in terms of maintaining
so
fiscal 2023
that's when
levels?
Yes, no, just.
I'm just curious.
I'm not sure.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
But I will tell you that we're technically higher on the things that people care about right now, because everything is supposed to shift. So even if they follow the agreement, is going to mean more cuts to the things that we care about versus cutting defense. And I'm just like, you're right. Do not try to balance the budget on the backs of people that are getting $6 a day when we know that inflation has made.
And let's be real clear.
Can't nobody eat on that.
And let's be real clear. If you freeze defense, they still getting $840 billion.
They are.
And let's just, I love this. We running out of bullets and all this sort of stuff. I ain't trying to hear all that bullshit. I mean, bottom line is we know the game that's been played here. And I'm sorry, it should not be like you dogging Jesus and MLK if you say, no, let's stop spending more money on defense. Yeah. But when we spend more money than the next 10, 12 countries combined, that is absolutely insane. And ain't nobody in the Pentagon going broke. Okay?
You know, Roland, it's really politically, I mean, even the president has talked about this a little bit in the past. It's kind of hard to make that argument considering the international conflicts. You look at China.
No, it ain't hard.
Wait, hear me out first. But hear me out first, though. But hear me out first. I understand, but I'm saying in terms of the articulation from the White House.
I'll give you a home example.
Go ahead.
Again, Daddy gave me 100.
I get the example, Roland.
I spent 20. I lost or I can't find the 80.
Right.
I say, Daddy, I need another 100. He's like, where about the 100 I gave you? I spent 20, can't find 80. You know what he gonna say? I advise your ass to go look in all them pockets and look under that bed to find the other $80 before you come back to me for more money.
But I just said the Pentagon, they don't know where, the Congresswoman just acknowledged what I just said. They don't know where the money's going.
If you don't know where it is, how about you, if your ass can find Osama bin Laden, you can find $125 billion.
I'm with you. I asked the same question. I did. So much like much of our government, our technology is nowhere where it should be.
Yeah.
So they were saying that the technology that they have, I said, but y'all got enough money. Okay, y'all got enough money to get the upgrade.
And hold up. For the people at home, let's also understand, there's also a secret budget.
Right.
Yeah, the black budget.
Yeah. That y'all don't even know what's in it.
Yeah.
That just get approved.
Well, correct. But this was my deal. I said, and I was on them, because I'm like, this is ridiculous, because I'm having a fight for SNAP benefits for my constituents, and y'all over here playing games. Literally, I think one of the audits said they were spending something like $10,000 for toilets or something, and it was something that was supposed to only cost $300. We were paying $10,000, whatever it was. I don't remember if it was toilets or whatever. But long story short, I said, okay, so I understand you on the technology, and I was like, if you were to get rid of all of your technology and upgrade everything, how long would that take? Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, I need somebody to give me some answers. It would take years, but here's the deal. We already years behind, and I would rather you take the time and get on this instead of coming back, getting more money.
And here's why it's gonna take years, because the defense contractor is gonna say, oh, y'all keep wanting this and this. The defense contractors put in overages in their proposal.
They do, but we are also behind in terms of certain military technology compared to China. That's a fact, Roland. That's a fact. It's not my opinion.
First of all, let me explain something to you. Again,
go ahead.
On this whole, we behind, we can't find, and all this sort of stuff like this here. Again, this is just real basic to anybody out here. No. It's real basic. Any defense contractor, you bring this shit in late, you're getting hit with a penalty. No. They put the overages in the budget.
No, I understand.
Well, we know they're gonna be late, so we gonna tack on by 28% to the overall number. So I know it's supposed to cost us $38 billion, but what the hell? It's really gonna cost us about $42 billion because y'all gonna be late. Now, where I come from, you deliver some shit late to me, I'm getting a cut.
That's
only
fair.
The government goes, no, we gonna give you a raise.
Only in certain situations.
Right.
So when it comes to these contractors that are in the space that we're talking about, we give them all kinds of leeway. But if you are someone who is a different type of contractor around transportation issues or environmental issues, you are held to a different standard. And for the folks who are watching who actually get community grants, if you don't have everything in alignment, and if, once they do that audit on you, and if you don't meet the letter of what you were supposed to accomplish, you can go onto a list and never get another government grant or cooperation.
So when you say it's hard for the president, no, it's not. President Biden should say to all defense contractors, if your ass late, we ain't paying because you late.
I understand
and every person at home gonna go,
I get that point. Roland, I get that point. But again, my point is, considering the missile technology that China currently has, they're ahead of us probably about 5 years right now. This is really serious stuff. And we do need to balance the budget.
Go find that $125 billion.
We do need to balance the budget. It's not going to happen in one fiscal year.
So
in terms of cutting or freezing the budget, I just don't think that's realistic.
It's real simple. If you got the $125 billion, your ass can go find $125 billion.
Roland, that's easier said than done.
Hold up. All this, we can't find it. We talking about $125 billion.
I understand.
$125 billion. No.
Roland, I know the amount of money we're talking about.
$125 billion.
I get the amount of money we're talking about.
That ain't like I lost a $5 bill.
No, Roland, I get that. But if you ask the Pentagon, which the Pentagon, and I saw that hearing that you guys had, they have said that they're trying to modernize to
it's $125 billion.
Roland, it's easy to say that, but we don't know where it's at. So we can keep saying that, but we don't know where it's at. So,
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. I worked on Capitol Hill in 2007 and 2008, and these are the exact same things that folks were sharing at that time.
That's my point.
So
Randy,
we just got.
Can you name me a CEO in America?
Right.
If he went to the board of directors and said, y'all, we can't find $3 billion. We don't know where it went. Michael, can you name me a campaign in America if they said, hey, Michael, I know you raised $50 million for the campaign. Bro, we can't find 7 of it. We don't even know where it went. What's going to happen?
Going on vacation for a little bit.
That's all I'm saying.
That CEO is gone. But again, I think the Congresswoman's ultimate point
$125 billion.
Let me speak. I think the Congresswoman's point was clear in terms of trying to get the Pentagon to eventually balance its budget. But that's not going to happen overnight.
Follow me here.
Okay,
President Biden has forgiven $127 billion in student debt. They can't find $125 billion.
Roland, I'm not disagreeing.
That's literally.
I'm not disagreeing with the point. But for people who are watching this, though, I just don't want this idea that this is just as simple as, oh, tomorrow they found the money. It's not. I've worked in the government. I was a presidential appointee. It's not that freaking simple. Which is why, to the Congresswoman's point, the demand should be that when they have to modernize.
Correct.
Roland, the technology is behind, man. I'm not making this up.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to a break, but I can guarantee you, it's some black mamas and some black daddies who have balanced the hell out of a checkbook.
Send them to the Pentagon.
See, I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, I can march 100 black mamas and daddies into the Pentagon.
We'll find the money.
And the opening meeting's gonna be like, everybody getting their ass whooped if we don't find it $125 billion. I'm telling you, hold on, like, damn your modernization. I'm gonna go all the way old school. It's a bunch, somebody getting their ass whooped until we find $125 billion. In a week.
I'm in support of that.
50 billion gonna show up.
I'm in support of that.
In a week. I'm just letting you know.
Get them there, Roland.
I'm just letting you know. Secretary Lloyd Austin, Michael, your frat brother, my Boulay brother, I will go find 100 black moms. They can balance a checkbook like you ain't seen nothing. We can go find $125 billion. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I gotta go to a break. We'll be right back. Congressman Jackson Crockett, we appreciate you joining us on the show, breaking down what's happening with the crazies in there. Shamika, thanks so much as well. You're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Don't forget to support us in what we do. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. Y'all, ain't no other show like this. It ain't on CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS. It ain't on MSNBC. You know, Shamika know damn well that ain't none of these other shows. He be on all these networks, and they boring as hell, ain't no color, and ain't none of them got black art. None of them. So they studio don't even look like this here. That's true. So if y'all want to support us in what we do, and y'all think I'm lying, Anthony, put the camera on the other set. I told y'all we sitting here. It's the birthday. We got guests coming in. So what's your name, baby? Y'all, Cynthia back over there. Cynthia behind the bar. I don't even drink, but I pay for all that. So y'all better drink this up. So we gonna have a party here. Anthony, leave it on Cynthia. What you doing? What are you doing? Turn the camera back. You over here? Think he playing a video game. All right. Send your check and money order. P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. Cash App, $RM Unfiltered. PayPal, R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle, Roland at RolandSMartin.com. Roland at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Be sure to download the Black Star Network app. Of course, on all platforms, Apple phone, Android phone, Apple TV, Android TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Xbox One, Samsung Smart TV. You can also watch a 24-hour streaming channel on the various platforms. Amazon News, go to Amazon Fire, check out Amazon News. Also, tell Alexa to play news from the Black Star Network. You can also catch us on Plex TV, Amazon Freevee, Amazon Prime Video. We'll be right back.
Hey there, we just wanted to wish you, my big brother, a very, very happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
November 14th. We're just sending you blessings and good wishes for another year and just praying God's best over you.
Absolutely. Hoping everything goes well for you, and I know that Jack's got big plans for you, so happy to hear about that after it's all done, and just want you to know we love you and we're proud of you and look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care. We love you.
Celebrate well.
Next on the Black Table with me, Greg Carr, we welcome the Black Star Network's very own Roland Martin, who joins us to talk about his new book, White Fear, how the browning of America is making white folks lose their minds. The book explains so much about what we're going through in this country right now, and how, as white people head toward becoming a racial minority, it's going to get, well, let's just say, even more interesting.
We are going to see more violence. We're going to see more vitriol, because as each day passes, it is a nail in that coffin.
The one and only Roland Martin on the next Black Table, right here on the Black Star Network.
I'm Dee Barnes, and next on The Frequency, we have griot, performance artist and author, writer, singer, and composer, Queen Mother Nana Camille Yarborough. Please join us for an incredible conversation with knowledge, wisdom, and power of the elders.
I'm a perception changer. You're a rearranger. You're a mind evolver and a problem solver. You're a beast eater, a soul excreter, a void filler, and a bile spiller. You are a thought warmer, a plan former, a power orchestrator, and a tongue translator.
Right here on The Frequency on the Black Star Network.
I'm Faraji Muhammad, live from LA. And this is The Culture. The Culture is a two-way conversation. You and me. We talk about the stories, politics, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. So join our community every day at 3 p.m. Eastern and let your voice be heard. Hey, we're all in this together. So let's talk about it and see what kind of trouble we can get into. It's The Culture. Weekdays at 3, only on the Black Star Network.
Hatred on the streets, a horrific scene, a white nationalist rally that descended into deadly violence.
White people are losing their damn minds.
As an angry pro-Trump mob storms the U.S. Capitol,
We're about to see the rise of what I call white minority resistance. We have seen white folks in this country who simply cannot tolerate black folks voting.
I think what we're seeing is the inevitable result of violent denial.
This is part of American history. Every time that people of color have made progress, whether real or symbolic, there has been what Carol Anderson at Emory University calls white rage as a backlash.
This is the rise of the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys. America, there's going to be more of this.
Here's all the Proud Boys, guys.
This country is getting increasingly racist in its behaviors and its attitudes because of the fear of white people.
The fear that they're taking our jobs, they're taking our resources, they're taking our women. This is white fear.
As we celebrate Roland Martin's 55th birthday, let's take a moment to show our support for him and the Black Star Network by joining the Bring the Funk fan club. Roland Martin and the Black Star Network have been working tirelessly to provide a platform for diverse voices and to bring quality journalism to the forefront. Black Star Network consistently champions issues that are important to the black community and gives a voice to the voiceless. By contributing to the Bring the Funk fan club, you can bolster our efforts and help ensure that our community remains informed and empowered, because no other black-owned media outlet is focused on disseminating news and dismantling misinformation like we are. Celebrate Roland Martin's 55th birthday. Support Roland Martin and the Black Star Network.
I'm Faraji Muhammad, live from LA. And this is The Culture. The Culture is a two-way conversation. You and me. We talk about the stories, politics, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. So join our community every day at 3 p.m. Eastern and let your voice be heard. Hey, we're all in this together. So let's talk about it and see what kind of trouble we can get into. It's The Culture.
I hope you enjoy your 55th birthday and you have many more to come. Thanks for all that you do.
All right, y'all, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Yeah, Shamichael and Michael over there, this ain't last call. So they over there getting them a drink. It is my 55th birthday, and so we decided to have folks in the studio. And y'all understand, this was not planned. I told Carol on Thursday, I was like, oh, you know what? I said, let's have some panelists in the studio. Then I went, oh, yeah, why don't you invite some other contributors by? Then I was like, you know what the hell? Just sit them down over there. I said, call the caterer. Then I was like, I hit Lindsay. I was like, you know, Lindsay, I need a bartender. And so we got all that together, and then sent people graphics. They were like, well, I needed more advance. I was like, listen, we don't give you more advance, okay? Just damn it, bring your ass up. Like, I grew up, we had get-togethers all the time. So I don't know what's up to people in D.C. They got to have like a week and 2 weeks and, you know, all that official bullshit. But anyway, come on, Michael. Come on, sit down with your drink. You come on down, because ain't no damn Sprite. Y'all know damn well. I know, ain't no Sprite in Michael's deal, the damn well.
Watches your show.
This about to be hashtag Club Brown Liquor. All right, y'all. So y'all heard about the little fight between McCarthy and the other dude, but I gotta play this one first, y'all. That is, somebody sent me this video. So there was a hearing today in the Senate, and you had a Republican senator from Oklahoma who was not happy with my man who leads the Teamsters, and it almost got a little physical. Roll it.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Actively.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold it. If we can, no, I have the mic. I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I got my money on the Teamsters, homeboy. I mean, he was like, yeah, stand your ass up. I loved it. Avis DeWeaver joins us. I'm like, shit, Bernie should have said, well, go ahead, y'all go ahead and make it do what it do.
White on white violence. I just, you know, what in the world is going on these days?
The thuggery. I mean, it's just the ghetto.
No, I want to know where they daddies at.
Yeah, that's what I want.
You know, every time some black people do something, where they daddies at? Where they daddies at, Michael?
Well, supposedly the senator's a former MMA fighter.
He is. He's actually really good, too. Mm-hmm. He's good.
Yeah,
so
he might be
that would have been interesting.
Not against the Teamsters.
That other dude, president of the Teamsters.
He would have pulled out
They don't give a damn about no MMA rules. I just want to let you know. I got my money. Who you got your money on, Mustafa? The Republican senator of the Teamsters.
The Teamsters.
Randy?
I don't know, but I would pay to see it. That's what I will say. I would
It would be good.
Cop out.
It would be good. It would be
Michael, what you
good.
got?
I'm going Teamsters.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Teamsters, and they will never find the Republican ever again.
You know what? When you put it that way, I might want to change my vote.
It's true.
All right, you heard Congresswoman Crockett talking about Kevin McCarthy and this other Republican getting into a little fight. Y'all roll that.
Sorry, Kevin, didn't mean to elbow. Why'd you elbow me in the back, Kevin?
I know, I felt so bad.
Hey, Kevin, you got any guts? Jerk.
Has he done that before?
No.
Huh. That's a new move.
Talk to him. Hey, Kevin, why'd you walk by me and elbow me in the back?
You got no guts. You didn't so. They sat there and the reporter said it right there. What kind of chicken move is that?
You're pathetic, man. You are so pathetic. What a jerk. You need security, Kevin.
So Kevin McCarthy then explained what happened. What had happened was...
A reporter was interviewing Burchett or something. I guess her shoulders hit because Burchett runs up to me after. I didn't know what he was talking about. Some reporters asked me. I did not run and hit the guy. I did not kidney punch him. I did not shoot anything like that.
You didn't shove it?
No. We were walking through. You were at HC5, right? You guys line up along the way there. It was Bruce Wester and I walking out. He must have been interviewing someone. I didn't know it was him or something. I guess our elbows hit as I walked by. I didn't punch anybody.
Did he run after you?
No. Yeah, well, I guess it happened because when I was walking back further, I don't know, somebody was interviewing me or talking to me, and he comes running up like, why did you hit me or something like that? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know something transpired.
But reporters and witnesses said it looked like there was plenty of room for you to walk and that you intentionally hit him.
There is, okay, not a place. Show me a reporter who saw that. Call Bruce Westerman. Okay, well, ask Bruce Westerman. No, I did not go up. If I would hit somebody, they would know I hit him.
He said he knew him. He said he was in pain that you hit him so hard in the kidneys.
Come on now.
That's what he said.
Okay, that's far from.
Congressman Kinzinger wrote that you pushed him twice while he was in Congress in the chamber.
When have I pushed him?
Kinzinger said he was in the back railing once and you elbowed him and pushed him.
You said
and then
Gates.
Kinzinger.
Oh, no, I don't know about Kinzinger.
Congressman Gates, though, is filing or submitting a complaint to the Ethics Committee over this issue. Do you have any response to Congressman Gates?
No, I think ethics is a good place for Gates to be.
Can I ask you about...
Burchett said that you're the kind of guy, this is his words, as a kid, would throw a rock and then go hide under his mom's skirt. That was his exact words. What's your response to that?
That's not who I am.
Is there bad blood between you and Burchett? None at all after he voted to oust you?
What would you just say about the issue of decorum in Congress? I mean, there was a House Oversight hearing where a member was called a Smurf. You have over in the Senate.
When did that happen?
Today in the Oversight.
Who did that?
Yeah,
James Hallmark or Moskowitz.
You have Senator Mullen who was like about to fight a Teamster witness. I mean, why do you think things are so tense? Sorry. Why do you think things are so tense
I think members have been.
All right, y'all. I don't drink alcohol, but I got some. What's up with all this white on white crime? What's wrong with your Republicans? Y'all can't get along.
I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I think McCarthy was kind of enjoying that moment. Him and Burchett used to be friends. Burchett was a part of the 8 that voted to oust McCarthy, even though McCarthy gave him a whole lot of money to even get elected. So there's a little bit of tension there, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of funny.
I'm like hashtag team whip that ass about to show up. What's wrong with these white Republicans, Mustafa?
They're ratchet.
Yeah, they are.
A little ratchetness. I mean, people love it. That's what they say, Mustafa. People like a little ratchet.
They've completely changed what the House is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
They refuse to govern. They refuse democracy. And because of that, they continue to run around and create these chaotic situations. And they create the chaotic situations because they don't want to actually have to do any work. And that's where the ratchetness comes.
Well, at least we're not having gun duels like we used to about 150 years ago. I mean, that's a little bit.
Well, I don't know. You got that crazy-ass Bobert walking around with a damn gun. Avis, but this is also what happens when you let people like Marjorie Taylor Greene into leadership.
This is the lowest common denominator. not just in Congress, but in our society. And that is a sad state of affairs, that you have people that are vapid like this, that have no moral center, that are just low-class trash, basically, up here in the House acting a fool. What's happening right now is that we're seeing the people as they really are. Just like we were told, you know, hey, when people show you who they are, believe them. And that's what we're seeing.
I mean, keep this up, Rand. There's going to be some trailer parks outside of Capitol Hill a little bit.
Well, it seems as if there already is. I mean, this is just like showing the lowest level of society. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, I'm tickled by it, right? But it's embarrassing. I mean, they could never. I mean, these are the people who are supposed to be leading our country, acting worse than middle schoolers right now. But I'm tickled because, you know, I said if Hakeem Jeffries did anything slightly like this, can you imagine the 24-hour coverage?
Oh, they lost their damn mind when Jamal Bowman pulled a damn
fire alarm.
Fire alarm.
Right.
And these fools, they sitting here.
They're in there fighting.
All right.
I mean, threatening. I mean, it's wild.
Shit, Michael, these two white boys gonna be on World Star Hip Hop real soon.
I mean, yeah.
And it's so interesting how they hold themselves, like Kevin McCarthy holds himself up as, you know, kind of the upstanding citizen, and after, even before getting ousted. But now he's still extremely salty. Yeah. And he's I believe every second of what happened. I do think he elbowed, I don't know if it was in the kidney or in the side, but whatever it was. That's exactly what happened.
That's what he did.
I mean, I would have elbowed him. I'm not going to lie. McCarthy raised almost $100 million for some of these guys, Nancy Mace and others and I remember Nancy Mace had a fundraiser 2 years ago. I was there. And she was crying about how Trump endorsed another candidate. She was about to lose her job, begging for donations.
I remember that.
And McCarthy gave her
go to New York
yes, she did. And McCarthy gave her $1 million.
Video.
Begging, crying. So, you know, McCarthy's feeling kind of salty. I get it.
Right there.
I get it.
Yeah. But McCarthy should be upset because he continues to get punked.
Yeah.
So he created
Well, he elbowed him, so it's not. I mean,
hold up. He created a situation to make sure that he ended up losing his position, right? But he's taken his lessons and his cues from Donald Trump.
Yes.
Because Donald Trump always says, show the video. Oh, you saw a video? Wasn't me.
No video.
You have an audio. He said, well, my voice. So it's the exact same thing.
But he got ousted because, like everybody else, Trump leaves everybody out to dry.
Yep. Yes.
He cares about himself. He doesn't care about anybody else. It'll continue to happen. It'll happen to Mike Johnson.
Look, Roland was talking about the elections in Virginia. Democrats did an outstanding job. You have 18 House Republicans in districts that have now flipped to Biden districts. You look at the odds. Cook political reports say Democrats are likely going to regain control of the House. The Senate, Republicans may regain control, maybe by a seat or two. It won't be a large victory. And though the polls early on show that Trump is doing well, I'm not necessarily convinced once the trials start and people start really engaging with this if those polls are going to persist. And so I think if you look at this from an electoral perspective, on the Republican side, the odds just don't look really good. And so my presumption will be after a major loss, potentially next year, Trump not winning, maybe the party will finally say, you know what, it's time to go in a different direction. Maybe. I don't know.
No, ain't happening. I'm going to tell you right now. All this stuff about you got MAGA and you got Republican Party, it's all the same. They played footsie with them crazy-ass Tea Party people. Then they let Trump. They despise him personally, but they all love power. And so guess what? You got to go ahead and everybody get tagged with it. I want all their asses to lose.
See, the question though, Roland, is...
Every single one of them. And I don't give a damn. Anybody who considers voting for any MAGA Republican is out of their mind. These people are straight up crazy. And listen, the moment I hear anybody say, I endorse Donald Trump, I'm writing your ass off.
But I want to say quickly,
because that man is pure as evil.
I want to say quickly, though, to your point of the footsie games or whatever with that type of electorate, most of those individuals were disengaged before Trump. Most of them were not registered at all. And so the question becomes for someone like me as a strategist, do those people continue to be active in the party as voters after 2024? I'm not convinced of that.
First of all, okay, there's a difference between people who were disengaged and the individuals who were fully engaged, but they saw he was a conduit to power. Okay? All them fools, the Christians of the world. Look, when I saw the New Yorker article where James Baker, in that article, James Baker said, yeah, I'm bothered by all these things, but if he's the Republican nominee, he said, I want to stay in power. So for all that bullshit about James Baker being the statesman and all that stuff, no. I fundamentally believe that if you truly care about your country, then you are willing to say, I cannot stand with somebody who is actually representing my party. But no, they are not patriotic. They don't have principles. They don't have morals. They don't have values. They don't have ethics. This is about power. That's just what it boils down to.
But Roland, I guess my point is, if Trump doesn't win next year, and I don't think he'll run third time
next year.
What happens? But my point is, if those voters aren't engaged?
I don't give a damn where they go.
The party would have to go.
Let me be real clear. Let me be
without those voters.
Real clear. When Trump, not if, when Trump loses next year, I don't give a damn what y'all do. I'm gonna be throwing the biggest ass party. Oh, this joint gonna be packed. We gonna be sitting here. Matter of fact, I put that CeeLo Green song on.
Which one?
F you. I put that one on. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what happens to the party. Because when you choose to align with that type of evil of a person, you get everything that comes to you. Michael said it earlier, that man don't care about nobody. There is no bottom. I'm tired of all, and see, part of the problem right now with all these polls, and we can talk about it right now, is that mainstream media keeps playing game. And I'm telling you right now, I am utterly convinced that all these mainstream media executives, they want him back in there.
I agree.
They like the chaos.
I mean,
they
remember,
want those
was it
ratings.
who said that Trump was
It was
good
Les,
for
it was Les
business?
Moonves.
Yeah.
He said Trump may be
Trump
bad
good-
for America, but
good
he's
for the
great
business.
for CBS. And so that's why they won't call all this stuff out. The vermin, all the crazy stuff. He's saying he's going to open concentration camps. Yep. If you Palestinian, you're getting thrown out of the country. Muslim ban coming back first day. All that crazy stuff. Oh, I'm going to lock up all migrants. He going on and on. Look, that man is a sick individual, and they are perfectly fine with him, Mustafa.
They are, and they support it. And all you got to do is also look at this Project 2025. It tells you everything you need to know about what they plan to do, how they plan to do it. So when folks talk to me about Republicans and that there are still those that are compassionate and care about what's going on, then why aren't you speaking out against these types of things that literally will destroy this country? And if you're not willing to stand up and do that, then you are co-signing with the behavior and the sets of actions that people are trying to put in place.
Go, Michael.
And you can count on one hand who those are.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney, Judge Lewig, Liz Cheney, and then I guess Kissinger.
There were a couple of senators who are no longer there anymore because Trump contested them.
No, they punks. You talking
They
about?
would have lost.
No,
They would have lost.
No, they punks. You talking about Jeff Flake?
Out of Arizona. What's got in Tennessee? I can't remember his name. Was it Corker?
Yeah, Corker. Bob Corker.
Yeah, Bob Corker.
That's it. See, here's why they punks, okay? Because they were afraid to run. They were afraid to run. See, my whole deal is, I say, no, run. And if you lose, you lose. But you call out that evil on the other side. Now, they didn't want to do that. So every time
Cheney ran.
Every time that punk, she ran.
Yeah, she did.
She knew she was going to lose, but she ran.
She ran
but every
anyway.
time that punk Jeff Flake would be out, people talk about it. Oh my God, Jeff Flake gave this great speech. I don't give a damn about whatever speech he gave because he was a punk. They were afraid to tell that man to his face that he was wrong and evil because they're afraid to lose. And the reality, Randy, all these cats privately, they all Lindsey Graham privately trashes Trump.
Absolutely.
Rudy Giuliani probably was trash. They all trash. They know he's an idiot. They know he can't read.
They know even more than we know. They see his
absolutely. But conduit to power. And you had Bill Barr on Fox News and CNN laying out all of the wrong stuff and then was asked if his ass is the nominee. He said, I'd like you to still vote for him. I'm like, and you the damn problem. I'm like, that's the problem. They care about power. And what I'm trying to warn all these black people who are sitting there saying, man, I'm turned out, I'm not going to vote, or I'm going to think about Trump. There is not a damn thing that black people care about that these folks are going to support. And that Project 2025, I'm going to dedicate a whole show to that. Because, Avis, what these people are planning, they have already made it clear. If you do not adhere to the MAGA doctrine, they are planning to fire thousands upon thousands of federal workers, and they gonna go after every black person they find, because and they're already saying it. They are talking about they're using AI to determine if that person believes in MAGA doctrine.
Well, what they're doing is this is no longer democracy. And let's just stop even pretending that these people even care about a democracy. They do not want a democracy. They want a dictatorship. They want autocracy. They want minority rule because they know the direction of this country in terms of the demographics. And so they are no longer invested in this experiment that we call America. If we really, as black people, want to be able to have some semblance of power, we need to understand who is for us and who is against us. Look no further than what's happening with the Supreme Court and the destruction of rights. Do you think it's going to stop there? There are so many examples of what's at stake in this election. Please do not be fooled by the okie doke, because that's exactly what would be.
And Shamika, they stopped and ran, and they stop in every black district. They fight Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida. They fighting all of them.
And we're talking in code right now. When we say power, we're talking about upholding white supremacy.
I ain't talking in code.
But I'm saying some people may just hear power. They're talking about upholding white supremacy. Mm-hmm. They don't want things to change. As you were saying, like, as the demographics are changing, as they...
No. They do want things to change. They want to revert back. Oh. They are angry, which is my whole book, White Fears, about it. Their whole deal is they see what's going on. Look, they know the numbers. The reality is, they know that if you stay on your present course, in 25 years, America is going to look like the America it was supposed to look like.
But when
their whole deal is like, no, we can't have that.
But when I say they don't want it to change, who still holds the power for the most part right now?
Them?
Right. And so that's what they don't want to change. And the way the numbers are going, that will change if they don't cheat like they are. They don't do the redistricting and things like that. And so that's what it's all about. And so I don't know why anybody black could think that includes them. It is befuddling to me.
Well, I've been saying about young white voters as well. Again, here's my whole deal. Okay, where I come from, it's like in sports. Fine, if you win, you win. Yeah. Okay, but not if you cheat and go, I won. No, your ass didn't win. You cheated. And the bottom line is what they're trying to do when it comes to voting rights, when it comes to removing voting locations from college campuses, off the campuses, because they don't like it. I mean, look, my alma mater, Texas A&M, right wing, okay? They removed, Brazos County removed the early voting location off of the campus of Texas A&M. We talking about a university with 70,000 damn people. Right. 70,000 damn people, okay? Hell, Texas A&M is bigger than 2 damn cities, Bryan College Station. But their whole deal is, yeah, it's too many of y'all voting. We don't particularly like how y'all voting. That's what they're doing. And they've said it, Shermichael. The guy in Pennsylvania, now the Speaker of the House in Georgia, they said, if we allow access to the ballot, we lose. Because they can't win on issues.
The electoral politics is all about addition and not subtraction. And I mean, I've always said this, Democrats have always had an advantage numerically compared to Republicans. The only issue that Democrats have had is that they haven't been able to consistently, until lately, turn out all of those numbers. If they can turn out those numbers, I mean, Republicans have a very, very difficult time winning. I mean, the math is what the math is.
But I will say to that, winning because where they stand on the issues, the majority of Americans don't stand with them.
But I will say to that, I mean, I think you have black voters in one segment. I think when you look at the Latino community, which is now the largest minority group in the country, Republicans, for the most part, have done pretty well with them. You're talking 35, 38% of that particular group's vote. You look at where Asian Americans are starting to trend numerically. That is something that I'm watching as a strategist. I'm looking at where those trends are going. And so I think black voters are unique, but that's understandable. It's other minority groups that I think people should not get their eyes off of, because those groups don't view politics through the same lens as African Americans.
Yeah, because those groups ain't had to do what black people have to deal with. Asian people and Latinos have not had to deal with America the way black people have had to deal with America, period. Now, they have benefited off of the work of black people. Mm-hmm. They have taken advantage of the work of black people. So, of course, it's not going to be the same. But the fundamental problem with black voters is the fact that those who don't vote. Again, when you start looking at numbers, 32, 35, 38%. We said when Don Scott was here, it was 32% 32% turnout in Petersburg, Virginia. Sister won, lost by 173 votes. If black people, come on in here, Congressman Andre Carson, we talking your language. It's just like being black at home. You walk into the house, just pull a chair up. Somebody grab Congressman Carson a chair. Come on. Yeah, we live. Come on. It's a black network. It's a black network. Just stand right behind us. Stand over. That's good. But again, though, so the problem we have, you good? Stay right there. This is Mustafa. The fundamental problem we have is if Petersburg, the sister would have won if that was 33% turnout. It was 32. Right. So the problem is that we turn out our numbers, we sweep elections. We simply not turning out our numbers.
That's true.
To Michael's point about the other minorities outside of the African American community, the GOP has done a great job on messaging. All they say is the word socialism.
Yep.
And that works with them. They don't have to do anything else. They don't talk about any Obamacare. They don't talk about
because if you come from Venezuela, you come from these countries, you know, here's socialism. You're like, yo.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I ain't trying to hear that.
Yep.
So, absolutely.
Cubans.
Absolutely.
I would also add to that, I also think that there is a component of religious conservatism that resonates very well with some of those other groups, and many African Americans are conservative.
One issue.
Also.
One issue.
Abortion.
Abortion is a big one.
The reason I don't say religious conservatism, no, because it's one issue. It's abortion. Because here's the whole deal. The same Catholic Church is ardently opposed to the death penalty. It's amazing how folks skip that one.
Right.
But they tout the Catholic Church.
But that's a big deal, though, Roland, my point for some of the other minority
I understand
groups.
that, but I'm making a point here. I'm saying those are people who ain't pro-life. They anti-abortion. Because they love talking about the Catholic Church's position on abortion, but they never talk about the Catholic Church's position on the death penalty.
Yep. Let's also think about this whole point of white supremacy. Let's also be real about the fact that there are components, particularly if you look at within the Latino population, for example, that the aspiration is to pass for white. Let's just be real about that. And so there is a desire to uphold white supremacy. And they see that as a way that they can sort of move over to this sort of right-leaning political stance so that they can be favored by the white majority.
So when you talk about the nation becoming a majority people of color, I'll go, pump the brakes, because how many of those Latinos we identify as white Hispanic?
Right.
Yeah.
And
percent.
they literally are changing the rules. I mean, Texas did that, right? They're literally changing what it takes to qualify as white, because they don't want us to be seen as the majority.
Well, because 61% of Texas right now are a minority, but 61% of the people who vote in Texas are white. Yeah. So, again, if you use your numbers, you can win elections.
And a growing number, I should add, I was just reading a study about this, I think from either Harvard or MIT a couple of weeks ago. A growing number of ethnically or demographically background Latinos are identifying as white Latinos. You're seeing a trend.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why when we talk a lot about diversity, I'm very skeptical of that word and how we categorize people.
Because if you can look, the phrase "white is right." Bottom line is, they're like, man, I ain't trying to identify with them. If I can identify with the white folks, I'm good. No, that's
seriously
real.
Yeah.
And we got to deal with the fact that racism comes from those countries as well.
Absolutely. Being in the DEI field, the only time they would count themselves as minorities is for those numbers. Yeah. So, okay, you're a minority today because we want to say we have 26%, but these are white passing Latinos at these companies and people who associate with whiteness, right? But when they want to get their numbers up, okay, but we are very diverse in this company because we have this many, right? So, they play that game very well.
Yeah, okay, all right. You keep doing that here. I'm gonna start calling people out. That's why when I sit in meetings, they be like, well, Roland, can you say minority? No, I say black. I was in one meeting. It was a school choice meeting. And there's one guy, he was Hispanic. He goes, I keep hearing black. I'm Latino. I said, hey man, you are more than welcome to launch school choice is the Latino choice. I said, I'm here for black people. I said, I'm here for black people first. Then the rest of y'all can do what y'all want to do. Roll here for black people. And literally it was about 30 folk in the room. It was 2 black people, 1 Latino dude, and everybody else was white. I said, I want everybody else rolling here for black people. And I told them all in the room.
You mean you weren't there for people of color?
Hell no.
But Roland, remember.
Listen, there's some shit I don't use. I don't use no BIPOC.
That term.
I don't use that bullshit BIPOC.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even know what the hell that even means.
I can't even.
I don't use BIPOC. I don't use people of color. I usually say black and minorities. I don't even put us in the minority category. I put it's black, everybody else in the minority
Do you
category.
like black and brown?
Huh?
Do you like black and brown?
I might use black and brown depending upon what part of the country I'm in. Because I ain't saying black and brown in Florida. Now, I do know there's some black and brown coalitions, but even with that, I covered the battles between African Americans and Latinos who came to power in Houston.
Well,
and
look at Los Angeles.
Police department, fire department was happening in Los Angeles.
Yep, you covered
and all of that. And so people have to understand, again, I go back to power. And what I keep saying to black people is if you look at numbers, in many ways, Latinos have demographic numbers, but they are not registered.
Right.
Our problem is we got the numbers, and in some cases, we're registered, we simply don't turn out. So that's how I look at it as well. All right, hold on one second, y'all. We come back, our marketplace segment. Black-owned golf equipment company. That's right. It actually is real. Michael, you brought me some Titleist Pro V1s, but these brothers, they got their own golf balls as well. We'll talk to them next right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Yep, it's my 55th birthday. We're hanging out, having a good time. And so we, of course, is Lynette here with the food? Good, because I'm hungry. Okay. So we were sitting there talking about all these old fronting folks because of minority. You know, every time I think about that, all I think about is sitting here jamming MC Breed. Ain't no future in your fronting. Every single time. That's how I think about it. All right, y'all. We'll be right back. Roland Martin Unfiltered, the Black Star Network.
Hey, today is the one day of the year we all pretend you are the favorite child. Enjoy. Love you, big brother. Happy birthday.
I'm Dee Barnes, and next on The Frequency, we have griot, performance artist and author, writer, singer, and composer, Queen Mother Nana Camille Yarborough. Please join us for an incredible conversation with knowledge, wisdom, and power of the elders.
I'm a perception changer. You're a rearranger. You're a mind evolver and a problem solver. You're a beast eater, a soul excreter, a void filler, and a file spiller. You are a thought warmer, a plan former, a power orchestrator, and a tongue translator.
Right here on The Frequency on the Black Star Network.
On the next Get Wealthy with me, Deborah Owens, America's Wealth Coach, inflation is on the rise. Interest rates are high. Can you still thrive during these uncertain times? On the next Get Wealthy, you're gonna meet a woman who's done just that, living proof of what you need to do to flourish during these uncertain times.
These are times where you take advantage of what's going on. This is how people get rich or richer.
That's right here on Get Wealthy, only on Black Star Network.
Happy birthday, Uncle Roro. I know you're gonna come for my hair, but I'm studying for finals, so I get a pass. I don't wanna hear comb your hair. I don't wanna hear about being ashy. And if you're so concerned about everybody being ashy, I'll give you some lotion for Christmas. So have a great day. Don't be rude to people. Play your music loud. Do your little Scorpio thing. But whatever. Have a good day. Rockhead Uncle.
Atlanta-based company is the first ever black-owned company, folks, to come out with their own line of premium golf balls, actually conforming to the rules of golf established by the United States Golf Association. The Renegade MBU is a 3-piece TPU golf ball. Offers a premium performance at a lower price than many of its competitors. The ball is designed for all golfers. Joining from Atlanta is Kenneth Duncan, CEO of the Renegade Golf Company. Kenneth, glad to have you here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. So I got the golf balls right here, Kenneth. So why did y'all decide to do these? We're talking about an extremely competitive field. Golfers are real particular about their golf balls.
Yeah, 100%. Well, first off, happy birthday. I know we jumped right into the question, but I had to start off, happy birthday, Brother Martin. It's great to be on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, he's an alpha? Oh, Michael, Michael, every time we got some major happening, Michael, 95% of the time it's an alpha. Michael, literally, I didn't even know he was a brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You okay? Michael, you want to touch an alpha golf ball? Michael, you want to touch an alpha golf ball?
You know, you and I will take free golf balls anytime, but I'm a proud Omega man. However, and it's unfair when you mess with me. My other grandfather was an alpha. So it's very difficult. So
somebody in your family has some sense.
Well, my other grandfather was a Q. So one
of your family members has some sense.
It's so unfair when you hit me with that.
See, Kenneth, it dropped Michael, he a Q, Scott Bolden, he a Kappa. That boy from Detroit, Michael, he a Sigma. I ain't never had an iota on the show. So, they got performance issues. But go ahead, Kenneth, go ahead and talk about. Because there are no performance issues with y'all golf ball. Go ahead.
But the one issue that does exist in golf is that golf has traditionally been a very expensive game. I think when I founded the company at 26 years old, there weren't a lot of 26-year-old black men playing golf anywhere around me, none of my friends at least. So I think when looking at founding Renegade Golf, I'm looking for a company that's more affordable, that's more accessible, that brings the game of golf to a demographic that traditionally thought they weren't a part of the game. And golf ball is such a great avenue to do so because you got to have them to play. You can't play around golf without balls. So if there's one thing you need, it's clubs and balls. And I think that this is an avenue that we got into, knowing there was competition, but knowing that there's a market for what we bring.
So you say Renegade defied the status quo. First of all, how'd you come up with the name?
So ironically, my line name is Renegade. So Paul 13 Zeta Pi, line name Renegade, but that wasn't the case. I think when we looked at how we wanted to build the company, we wanted to be a disruptor. I think we wanted to do something different in the space. We're so used to people telling us that Titleist exists, TaylorMade exists. These companies, they are there, but they're not doing what we seek to do in the game, bringing in a new base of players that may not be there currently today. So I think when I think of the name Renegade, the symbol actually itself, this arm, my sister designed it. Actually, it's the anarchy symbol. So we're bringing chaos into the sport. We're doing it respectfully, but bringing in a type of golfer that may not have existed previously and bringing a product at a price point that people can't ignore.
Questions from the panel. Let's see. I'll start with the alpha, Mustafa.
Brother, congratulations on everything that you're doing. For most golfers, it is about accuracy and it is also about distance. Can you talk a little bit about the technology that went into what you've designed?
Yeah. So that's the first question everybody gives us. How does this ball compare to the Pro V1? It's almost like, I can't even say that the golf ball's name. Question. The golf ball is a 3-piece TPU. It's 85 core compression. So it's a type of ball designed for a high-level play, also one that can be enjoyed by your regular everyday golfer with a swing speed. Some of our commentary was like, the ball might be too good for me right now. I'm not that kind of player. So we have two golf balls. We have our Mbu. Mbu is an Igbo word meaning first of a kind, first of its line. I'm going back to Nigerian roots. And we have our Mbu Black. The Mbu Black is slightly softer. Both of them have a high cover, high premium cover to them, but they kind of give two different options depending on the type of golf we're talking to.
All right, let's see here. Shamaka, go ahead.
I like golf, so I have a question for you. How have you guys been able to maintain lowering your overhead cost while including that technology that he talked about? Because golf balls are expensive. And then two, how do you plan to disrupt this highly competitive market?
Yeah, so some of it, honestly comes with scale. I think that early on you may have to take a margin cut. I tell a lot of business people that ask me for advice, sometimes being a little bit lower price means you might have slightly lower margins than other companies do. But our big goal and our target wasn't to make the most money possible, it was to make the most impact possible. So we brought a golf ball. We were very firm on being in the mid $30 price point because it doesn't necessarily bump up to the other premium balls that are in the marketplace. So we've felt staunch on that. Maybe the margins aren't maybe where they'll be in the future, but we have a very core and loyal base of fans who love this ball at this price point. They love the ability to kind of grab it at discounts and deals that we offer, and it makes them feel that it's something that they can kind of grow into and replace their previous ball. And as far as keeping that price down, I think we always look for the best ways to optimize our supply chain. I think a lot of business is finding ways to optimize things, whether it be reducing costs with shipping, whether it be finding different distribution channels. We're looking at new manufacturers and suppliers always. That's a big part of being a CEO of a company, is just finding ways to find efficiency and effectiveness gains while still providing a premium product.
Mike?
First, congratulations on your great work, and I hope things go well.
We do have an Omega ball, by the way. I got to throw it out there. We have an Omega.
You hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's for those with low swing speed and short knockers.
Oh my goodness!
At any rate, are you competing with do you sell your balls online, or first, where do you sell them, unless online, of course? And are you competing with Vice, and then also that Kirkland ball that Costco claims is just like a premium ball? Or
that's what Tyler sued him.
Well, exactly. Or are you trying to grow to bump up against and compete with the premium ball?
To be honest with you, we compete directly with Pro V1, because that's the question that every golfer is going to ask when they evaluate our golf ball. I think the perception from a Black-owned brand is that it can't be at that same level, that same quality. So, maybe unintentionally, we directly compete with the Pro V1. That's the question. That's the gold standard. And we stand behind our product at being a high quality. I think there's a lot to learn from what Vice has done in the golf space. Vice, Cut, and Snell have taken a direct consumer model and grown and scaled that to something that is a viable selling channel. But we also distribute in brick and mortar as well as other e-com options. So we're available on golfballs.com. That's the world's largest golf ball retail site. Also available brick and mortar. I heard somebody was from Detroit at Carl's Golfland in Detroit. They also sell online. And we have a large number of golf courses we've expanded our distribution to. So we're not only taking the approach that we have to be an online company. I think in the next few months, we'll look to expand to over 100 courses. And in doing that, the option will be available for people to pick up our golf ball wherever they are across the country. In fact, Roland the studios in D.C., we're at Langston Golf Course, historic golf course in D.C. We've sold out that course already because people wanted the ball locally. So we don't have to subscribe just to the D2C model, but we have learned a lot from Vice in doing so.
Randy.
Oh, excuse me one second, Randy, I'm sorry. Where are you based, Kev?
We're based in Atlanta, Georgia.
Gotcha. Well, good luck. Thank you for answering the question.
I'm just so impressed with what you're doing. Congratulations. Are you working on any partnerships? I was just reading how Steph Curry is sponsoring the golf team at Howard, and they're doing very well. Have you ever considered trying to partner with him and get them to use your product?
Absolutely. We're very open to sponsorships and or collaborations and different partnerships across the board. I think that a lot of times the industry gets frozen because everybody's tied to contracts. So we so frequently hear, oh, we're a Callaway school, or, oh, we're a Titleist golf shop. So it can be very difficult transparently to start to build those partnerships. I know Steph works very closely with Callaway.
Yep.
So the idea of him working with our golf ball may be a conflict of interest. But we do have a lot of energy and effort behind our supporting HBCUs. Southern University has their golf program back for the first time in many years. We provide golf balls at Southern University. Based in Atlanta, we're hoping to bring a golf program to Morris Brown in the next handful of years, as well as Clark having a program soon. So we'll look to have a partnership similar to what Steph has done at Howard within the AUC. So we see some of those partnerships that exist as a blueprint example for what we can do in our community locally in Atlanta. And I think that Steph has been one of my, the shining star for what is possible in the golf space. But we'll see if a partnership happens there.
Avis.
So I have to admit, I am not a golfer, but I am an entrepreneur. Okay. And I heard you at the very beginning say that you were looking to expand the market. That's one of your marketing strategies here, to get someone to buy your product as opposed to your competitors. With that said, what are your ideas? What are you planning to do to get more people swinging a golf club like me?
I think that one of the easiest ways to get people into golf is bringing them to non-traditional golf settings, honestly. So if you think about the rise of Topgolf and how people have embraced that as a social atmosphere, I think that doing that within the Topgolf setting, but also, we have so many ideas we can't wait to bring to the Atlanta area. Paint and sip, sip and stroke. So instead of, sipping and painting, you're sipping and playing golf. Trap Golf is a really popular golf company. The idea of embracing trap music with the golf, kind of creating more of a networking feel to it, and also reaching directly to colleges and universities that have young professionals who are looking to kind of come out and discover golf, whether they're lawyers, doctors, et cetera. So there's a lot of ways to expand the base of people in the sport. As an entrepreneur, it's not cheap to build a new market. So I think we have to be very patient and very diligent to do so. And maybe we've relied on current golfers today, but we welcome people like yourself. Like, we want to see, how do we bring people who maybe have an interest in the game but have never played into the space to play.
All right, then. Well, listen, Frat, congratulations. I'm always playing. I didn't play today, but trust me, I'll be out tomorrow. And so I'll test them out. I'll see how they spin and see how they work on the greens. Unlike these other little youth group dudes, I know how to play.
I heard you were in our backyard a couple months ago playing at up in Swanee, Georgia. I saw you.
Oh yeah. So I think when I played that, I think I shot an 81. So it was an off day. You hear that?
You giving me stroke?
You hear that, Michael?
Me a couple.
Oh yeah. Oh, now I go out there and play. I give Michael a stroke.
I was about to say I got to give you a couple of your.
No, I give you a stroke. I ain't giving you strokes. So where can folks get Renegade Golf Ball?
You can get Renegade Golf Ball online at renegade.golf. That's our direct website. Also, golfballs.com, the world's largest golf ball retailer in Carl's Golfland as well. And check out your local golf course. If they're not there now, reach out to them and tell them you want them to be there. That's the best way for us to get them directly to you closely. So check us out on our social media here as well.
All right, fam. So everybody who's out there, listen, use the promo code Roland, ROLAND. I want y'all to buy a lot of these. They'll get back to us. I want to know how many did we move in a week. So if you want to buy the Renegade Golf Balls, black-owned company, do so. Trust me, y'all out there, you're buying Titleist, you're buying Vice, you're buying Kirkland, you're buying Top Flight, you're buying all of the different balls. Now you have an opportunity to support a black-owned company, the Renegade Golf Balls, and so definitely go to the site and again use the promo code Roland, ROLAND. Frat, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, Frat. Thanks a bunch. What? Michael, what?
We're doing a TV show.
Michael, what do you do? What do you do? Michael, what do you do?
TV
What do you
show.
do?
We're trying to talk about current events and politics.
What do you do?
Entrepreneurship.
I'm sorry, what? Kenneth, go ahead and do it again. Go ahead and do it again. Go ahead and throw it up again. Go ahead. I mean, I know he'll. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. And is that an alpha cup you got too?
No, this hat is a great alpha hat. If you want to get one, Burning Sands is a great company. Alpha-owned company as well.
Yeah. Burning-sands.com. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. You okay, Michael? Okay. All right. Ken, thanks a lot. All right, y'all, that's it for us. I know. We always do this here. So Michael, he'll get over it. He'll get over it. I mean, he ain't had the grades. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, since Michael's sitting here, do me, hey, Erica, come here. Bring me that, come here, Erica. Erica, bring me that right now, right there. Bring me that thing right up there. Bring that, yeah, grab that for me.
Oh, Lord.
Grab that for me, since you talking all this damn trash, Michael. So, when I spoke, Michael, when I spoke, Michael, in Birmingham, they said they wanted to present me with something. And so they did, and so
they bring like an award show.
Absolutely. Neonta, just hand it right over there. So Neonta, I want him to touch it so he can feel it.
No.
So go ahead. So Mike, I just want you to go ahead and see. First of all, see the quality of this, Michael. See, hold it for your grandfather.
For my grandfather.
Hey, hold on, right here. Right, that camera right here. Get a good shot right there. Matter of fact, I need you to see his face. So, just so he understand that. Congressman Bobby Scott, fellow Alpha, come in here. Congress, we got a little maker over here. He upset.
How are you, my friend?
He upset. That's right. Go ahead, Mike. No, just stand behind Michael. Stand right behind Michael. We're gonna stand right here. So look at that camera right there. Look at that camera right there. So Michael, on 3, say, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? That's how we do it. All right, y'all, that's it. Let me thank everybody for being on today's show. It's been fantastic. We're about to turn the music up. The food is here. That's called the flyaway sign. The food is here. So looking forward to it. I appreciate it, Fred. Thanks a lot. Congresswoman Crockett came by. I don't know, where Congressman Carson go? He's still here? Yeah, he was here. Like, where'd he go? So, all right, so we're going to see him in a second. So, y'all, don't forget, supporters of what we do. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. See your check and money order. P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C., 20037-0196. Cash App, $RM Unfiltered. PayPal, R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle, Roland at RolandSMartin.com. Roland at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. All right, folks, that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow right here in Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Michael, you know Alpha's rule. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Holla!
Hey there, we just wanted to wish you, my big brother, a very, very happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
November 14th. We're just sending you blessings and good wishes for another year and just praying God's best over you.
Absolutely. Hoping everything goes well for you, and I know that Jack's got big plans for you, so happy to hear about that after it's all done, and just want you to know we love you and we're proud of you, and look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care. We love you.
Celebrate well.
Happy birthday, Uncle Roro. We love you. Have a good day, BK.
Happy birthday, Roland. I hope you're having a great day. You deserve it all. Shout out to the ultimate alpha man. Thank you for everything that you do day in and day out for the Black community. We love you. We appreciate you. You are a legend, and I hope you enjoy your day. Sending you all the love and light.
Happy 55th birthday, BAMX. And for those who don't know what that stands for, that's Black American Express card, because wherever he goes, he just gets a pass and takes us in with him. Anyway, I hope that you have the best birthday ever and that your next 55 years are even more successful and more prosperous and more blessed than your first 55 years. Happy birthday, Bama.
Roland, happy birthday, bruh. You know, congratulations on another year of hard work. Hopefully you're enjoying your birthday. I want to thank you for all the work you do on behalf of the Black community. Your support has a tremendous impact on everything that happens, particularly bringing attention and justice in this country. I also want to personally thank you for all your support along my journey in terms of learning more about how, television and all the other details that come along with it. But lastly, congratulations on epitomizing what it means to be an alpha man. Manly scholarship, the love for all mankind. Once again, congratulations. I wish you all the best. 06.
Happy birthday, Roland. I hope you have a great birthday and a wonderful year. Thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to come on your show. It's been really a pleasure to talk with you and others about the importance of elevating Black voices and making sure Black people stay involved in the political process. So thank you again. Thank you for being a champion for us. And I hope you have a great birthday.
55. What a great feat to reach. If you want to start looking young, incorporate mayonnaise in your diet and do your squats. No, really, all jokes aside, I wish you many, many more years of keeping it real, great laughs, and doing the hard work for our community. From your favorite millennial, happy birthday, Roland.
Uncle Roro, it's your big day, big 5-5. And man, I just wish I could be there in person to really celebrate you, but I have to send this personal video to just say happy birthday and, just thanking God for your life and just praying that you just continue to walk in purpose and continue just doing and being who you are. I just thank you consistently for taking a chance with me and, allowing me to be a part of what you are building at Black Star Network and with RMU. Just something that is special and very much needed for just this society, this world overall, specifically for our people, and the fight that you continue to press on and push forward. So thank you for being you. Thank you for taking chances and pouring into the communities that mean so much to you and being on the ground. There's so many people that talk about the work, but you really, truly do the work and you love it, every aspect of it. So we honor you, we celebrate you, we love you, and we just pray that you just continue to move forward in abundance, and just knowing that the work that you're doing is greater than yourself, and you're called to do this. So happy birthday, Big 5-5. Shout out to you, Uncle Roro.
Hey, brother, what's up, Roland? Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, and you're enjoying your special day. Peace.
It's your man, Joe Richardson from the West Side, where our funk is the best, coming from the West. Wishing happy birthday to Roland. Have a good one. You're going to eat your sugar on your grits anyway, so I was getting ready to say you can, but I know that you already do. But in any event, we'll be thinking of you. Sorry we can't be in D.C. Stay strong. Peace out.
Roland Martin, I really wanted to do a skit of you and that iPad, that lethal iPad, because, honey, when you bring it out, you about to read somebody down to the gates of Hades, and I'm just over here clutching my pearls like, I hope they have their facts straight. But anyhow, I did not have time to do that. I wanted to make sure I stopped by to first and foremost say thank you. Thank you, Roland. Thank you for being our generation's witness for our community. You show up, you pull up, you report on facts, you have history, and you hold people to that standard whenever they are on RMU. And I am just so grateful to you for that. Thank you for platforming me, my ideas, my expertise, and all the other women that you also platform. You are such a foundational piece to our community. And I'm just happy to know you and to be part of this family. And I know this is a birthday message, so let me get to that. Happy birthday, Roland. I know it is not your fault that you could not be born a Sagittarius. You almost made it, though.